Hi there, now Friday is here again and I welcome you to your favorite show, The Opinion, right here on VNTV. And like you already know, this show actually irons out issues that concerns you and I, and of course the continent as a whole. As always, my name is Eugene Evans.
And I am GOVT. Like he said, we have a whole lot to discuss about, of which your own opinion will be required. Let's head straight to Nigeria. The Nigerian Medical Association has rejected the decision of the federal government in bringing the Chinese doctors to help fight COVID-19 in Nigeria. Away from that, the Lagos State Commissioner of Health, Mr. Akin Abayomi, has pledged with Lagosians to please stop pranking the health workers.
And of course, with the constant streams of reports on the coronavirus and the pandemic as a whole, we'll have a clinical psychologist in the studio to tell us more, share more light on the impacts of this whole pandemic on our mental health. Now, these are many more stories we're going to touch on right here on this show. You don't want to miss it, and we don't want to miss it. We'll be right back after this break.
V Nation Pictures is a production firm in Ghana aimed at becoming the renowned production company in Africa and beyond. Services rendered include film production and editing, shooting of TV commercials and videos, photo shooting, event coverage such as wedding, engagement, parties, funerals, etc. Locate V Nation Pictures inside King Solomon's Heights on the Tampolini Street off the Community 18 Road. Contact V Nation Pictures on 030-3962-776 or 0240-289-952 for booking inquiries. You can also reach us on
of entertainment.
Okay guys, welcome back from that quick break. We are still on The Opinion with vntv. Let's move on to our first story. The Nigerian Medical Association has rejected the federal government decision on bringing in a Chinese doctor to help fight COVID-19 in Lagos. Eugene, what do you think about this, please?
I feel I actually side with the Nigerian Medical, whatever, what's their name, Nigerian Medical Association, because I feel that if you feel that your the health sectors in your country, Nigeria, is under-resourced, what do you have to do? Instead of going out there to outsource health personnel and all that, we have amazing health workers here. Now, all you need to do is to actually provide them with everything that they would need to help them to, keep this whole situation, than bringing them all the way from, which country are they bringing them from? This same China. China. I think it is uncalled for. It's unnecessary. Rather, let's, if you feel that the health sector
equip the hospitals in
Nigeria with everything that they need.
Recruit more doctors and all that.
No, I think the doctors are there. They might not be much, but provide them with everything that they have, and then we can manage it from there.
Yeah, like according to the Nigerian Medical Association, they said to them it's an embarrassment. What are you trying to prove here? Like the doctors are actually bringing it to Nigeria. Come on, they still have the issues. They're not even done fighting theirs. So why are you bringing? I think
no. Is it that they don't believe that they are up to the task to actually help in actually managing the whole issue, the whole pandemic, and people that are actually infected with the COVID-19 and all of that? Because I don't really get it. These are people that have actually gone to school to actually study.
Honestly, it's a slap. All of that. It's a slap to the Nigerian Medical Association.
I feel it's uncalled for. It's very insulting. Like they are saying, it's so embarrassing to actually.
But I have a different view on this. My own view about this, I think the government is actually looking for a way to embezzle money or to kind of loot money from this, because I don't understand it. We have doctors here. Just equip the hospitals in Nigeria. And you want to import new doctors and all that. So what do we have in Nigeria?
Imports them from, and then what do you get from it? It doesn't make sense. Now,
and do you know what is amazing about these people? When you import them, you have to pay them ×2 of what you pay your normal workers.
So why not? I mean, like here in Ghana, we have the president saying that he has actually increased some allowance, 50% additional allowance on the usual salary that the health workers take. So it's a way of motivating them to actually work. So instead of outsourcing, you have the people already here.
You use people you have.
Give them the money, provide them with everything that they would need to actually work and do it well.
I don't try to make them feel incompetent or what. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the underlying, for me, that's the underlying statement, the import of the message. Because if you have doctors here who can actually do what you think the people out there can also do, why are you going out there to actually get them? It doesn't make sense at all. Are you trying to tell them that, like, the medical, they're actually saying
they're not competent or what?
Like, they're not competent? I think they have to really come again.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have actually taken a final decision on this, but if they haven't, then they really have to come again. It's so embarrassing. Wow.
Okay, guys, away from that, in Lagos, the Commissioner of Health, Mr. Akin Abayomi, is pleading with Lagosians to please stop pranking the health workers. Are you imagine?
They prank the health workers. They actually call the health lines, you mean?
Yes, like, according to him, he said the rate at which irrelevant calls is being put on the emergency call,
come on.
health line.
Come on. Now
the COVID-19 health line.
No, come on. So this is the reason why sometimes that's why there's a reason why, you know, the comedian in Nigeria, is it Sydney?
Yeah.
He said he was actually making calls the health lines, and they didn't. He said they are not answering the calls or whatever it is. That's why they don't take them serious, and when they call, because they will think that it's a prank. And then when it gets to a time that you are serious and you are calling them, this is the time they also respond. They won't respond, because why do you have to prank? In this trying moment, you are calling to actually prank.
COVID-19 health line. Honestly, I don't just get why people are like this. I don't understand it.
I don't know how this whole thing is going to work. I mean, for me, is there any way they can... You know, I think they will actually waste their time even trying to trace the people actually calling and try to, you know, find a way to actually prosecute them and all of that. But I feel that if you're out there and you think you are bored at home and you think this is the right thing to do to actually entertain yourself, it is actually gibberish. It is nonsense. This is wrong.
It's not cool.
And health lines are actually there for a purpose.
Emergency unit. Oh, come on.
A purpose. So if it is... Wow.
So guys, please, if you are one of those that does that, like probably you think it's fun, you use it to catch fun for the day or something, please stop it. Because when you do this continuously, you don't even know when the real case comes in. That is why when you call them, they don't even respond to you, because it's been abused.
Exactly.
It's been abused.
And unfortunately, we have issues of the health lines already. The fact that even when you call them, they take forever to even answer the calls. And then thankfully for you, they pick up your call, and then you prank them on top of it. But we are all doomed.
And this is like the case where somebody will be like, oh, I called the health line and they were not taking their calls. I called, it was not connected.
Yeah, we get the issues all the time. Like I told you about the comedian in Nigeria, Sydney. Well, eventually he found out that it wasn't COVID-19 anyways. But that was one of the things was trending on social media and all of that. And they were bashing the health workers and all of that they don't answer their calls and all of that. I feel this is unfair on their side, because already they are going through too much to help curb this situation. I mean, from health workers to the government officials to everything. It's not joke. This is no joke. You go to Italy, the number of people dying as a result of this whole thing happening, and then you sit at home and then you pick up a phone and call to prank people. Are you serious at all? Are we serious at all as a people, as Africans? I don't even know what to say. Anyways, and this is the more reason we are actually going to talk about the mental issues. Maybe that's why we need a psychologist to actually, you know, talk to these people actually, about this. Because I think some people are actually at home and bored, and they feel like they have to
entertaining themselves with some stupid behaviors.
So that's why we are bringing a psychologist to actually speak to you on how to, you know, cope even during this period, during this lockdown, and extensively to also tell us how to even manage the anxiety and panic and all that. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, we'll be joined in by the clinical psychologist, so we have a conversation on the back of this. We'll be right back.
Oh, not again.
Let me get Musa so that he puts on the generator. Musa! There's a problem with the generator, so Musa is checking up on it.
Hey babe, what's up?
I'm good, and you?
No, fine, man. We're having this family movie time, and then all of a sudden it took like. Why are you laughing?
Why won't I laugh? I've been telling you countless times to watch V Nation TV. It's an online TV station that streams amazing programs 2/7. Just log on to www.vnationtv.com, or you can follow them on Facebook at VNTV on any device. I don't know why you're dulling.
Hey, that's back. Thank God.
Hey. Let's keep watching VNTV.
You're welcome back from the break. Now, if you just joined us, this is still the opinion right here on VNTV. And we told you early on during the introduction of the show that we are going to have some conversation. I mean, specifically on the impacts of the coronavirus, the whole pandemic on mental health. So we've been joined in the studio by a clinical psychologist at the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burn Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. He also happens to be an associate clinical psychologist at the Tema Women's Hospital, and he doubles as a pastor at Balanced Truth Christian Mission. You're welcome, Mr. Kofi.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Kofi.
Edu answer.
Edu answer. Yeah. Let's move straight into the agenda for today. I mean, I'm more concerned about this particular issue, and I'm sure the viewers are also expecting to actually have a conversation on this particular thing. Now, there's been a lot of talk concerning the relationship between coronavirus and anxiety. But before we even move into the relationship between the two, now, what exactly is anxiety?
Okay, so thanks for the question, and then greetings to all your viewers. When we talk about anxiety, we are talking about excessive worry or fear. Excessive worry or fear. So when you are worrying about something so much that you can't control it, so much so that those worries and fears is beginning to interfere with your daily life, then you are moving into the space of anxiety. So briefly, that's what anxiety is.
I see. So then what is the relationship between the two, the anxiety and the pandemic? Because someone will say, what really is the relationship between the two?
Okay, so you would agree with me that for most people, they've not really been, this generation is a unique generation where we are experiencing for the first time a pandemic which is global. Everywhere you go, people are talking about it. It's claiming lives, and there is media reportage, news reportage, wherever you go, talking about coronavirus and how it's affecting people. And so that in itself, the idea that lives out there are in danger, that I could die, that I could contract a virus and die out of it, introduces worry. So am I safe? How safe can I be? When I do this, am I safe to do that? And so, and are my loved ones saved? How about people out there and all that? So all that introduce elements of worry. And so this worry is what could lead you into what? Feeling anxious about COVID-19, whether or not you feel secure and safe, whether or not you feel that things are really going to be okay. That's what introduces the element of anxiety. And so that's how COVID-19 and anxiety are related.
Okay, is anxiety the major thing people should look out for on this COVID-19?
Okay, so anxiety is one of the major things associated with this whole pandemic. But however, it's not the only thing. When we talk about people's psychological space, it's not the only thing to look out for. We could also be seeing people move into depression. We could see all other forms of psychological disorder. Why? Because this pandemic comes with its stress. People are stressed, whether you are a health worker or not, whether you are being made to stay at home or not. There's a lot of fear and stress that is being introduced. So these stresses can itself be a trigger for people who already have pre-existing mental health conditions or medical conditions. So these stresses in themselves can be precipitating factors for other mental health conditions. Yeah.
Now, talking about other mental health conditions, now how do we deal with anxiety and other health, other mental health, conditions?
Okay, so how you are typically going to deal with your anxiety really depends a lot on what is bringing about the anxiety. So for example, if you are a health worker, you understand, if you're a health worker, the things that will make you anxious is different from someone who is probably locked at home. The kind of things that will make such a person anxious. But generally realize that a lot of anxiety is coming from the media. So we are in an era where we have some, beyond the pandemic, there's also infodemic. You understand? So there's a lot of information out there from the media. There are conspiracy theories about where this virus came from, what this virus is supposed to accomplish. Then you wake up in the morning, 10,000 people dead, that's all so much information. And so if you are not measuring the amount of information you are receiving at this time, what is going to happen is that you are going to always receive a lot of messages which could arouse worry and fear in you. You understand? So in order to control that, one of the things you need to do, anybody out there needs to do, is to control the amount of information you receive or you are getting on the pandemic. There are people who are always on social media reading something about COVID-19.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah, so all of that could introduce a lot of anxiety. If you are always out there, you are checking CNN, BBC.
No, but someone will also say, I mean, I need to be informed about everything
majority
happening.
of the time these messages come out, they come out to be very negative and people get scared and all that.
Exactly.
No, but my issue is I need to be informed. Or viewers, you don't agree with me.
Yeah,
I need to be informed. So then, shouldn't I, read about those things?
You need to be informed. So we are not saying don't be informed. What I'm talking about is the constant search for information on the pandemic. So we need to measure the amount of information you get out there. So in the morning, let's say you want to check on corona updates around say 8 a.m. So you check your morning updates. Then that's that for the morning. You don't keep, going, because a lot of the information is just recycled information. And so this TV station puts this out there. The same information is going to be put out there by number of other social media outlets and all that. And so you realize that basically what you are doing is that it's the same information that is being recycled over to you and causing more and more worry and anxiety in you. However, if you just check the updates in the morning and then move on to something else, then you realize that you are being more productive. Your mind is not always on the pandemic, but then you are able to shift between tasks and all that. But the situation where you are always checking up on what's happening,
the number of cases,
the number of cases. I mean, the number of cases updates come only once in a day or twice in a day. But if you keep searching, you will keep hearing conspiracy theories.
I think people are just in a hurry sometimes to actually upload their status and be the first to disseminate that information.
Yes, and there's really no point in that. There is no point in that because the officials, so you stick to official sources. You put something up on your status, it's not official. So we all need to stick to official sources. So like Ghana Health Services, their website for this. You can also stick to WHO, updates on the virus. Then you know that whatever information you are receiving is authentic and you can leave it there. But where you keep going, conspiracy theories, what people are saying, these people say, hey, the cases might be more than what is being reported. All that introduces a lot of anxiety and fear and worry. Am I safe? And so those are some of the excesses that we all need to curb in our day-to-day activities.
Okay, away from that, talking about the lockdown and work. So how is this going to affect our work life?
Okay, so a lot of questions have been asked. So many companies are asking their employees to work from home. Then we are beginning to think, okay, so all this while we thought that work is a place we go. But now it seems like work is something we do.
At home, like
it's something we do, irrespective of where we are. So I think that in the long run, it's going to bring up a lot of conversation about what really work is and all that. But if you are to work from home, it could be very challenging, especially one of the things that makes working from a particular place easy is that that environment is sort of a structured environment. And so there are things you do as and when. However, if you are in a situation where you are home, the kids are home, everything is just all over the place, it becomes a bit difficult to work from home. So you need to do some specific things to be able to help you work from home.
So aside people they're actually working from home and all of that. I mean, not everyone is actually working and all of that. There are people that are actually they have some things they're actually doing out there. Now this is the case we've been asked to actually stay indoors. Now, how do I remain indoors and still maintain my sanity? Because I mean, just say for instance, like someone like me, I'm not so used to staying at one place at a particular place. But this time I want to stay at indoors and it won't get to me, it won't break me down. What do I do so it doesn't break me down? Okay, so
one of the funny things that started coming around just when the lockdown began was you find that some young people were very excited, about the lockdown. I get 2 weeks of vacation, and all that. But so people are binging on movies, people are doing all manner of things. But you see, if you don't manage this lockdown well, very soon all these activities that you seem to be very excited about is going to get boring. It's going to get
like sometimes 3 days even seems like 2 years already. I'm asking,
it's already boring.
Yeah, exactly the point. So we need to not just say it's a lockdown and just maybe do things as though nothing is happening. We need to put down specific ways of doing things so that it helps us during the lockdown. If it's movies you are watching, it gets boring after a while. If it is games you are playing, you play, it gets boring after a while. However, what you can do is to structure your day. You know, not many of us are used to doing this. We don't schedule our day when we wake up in the morning.
Timetable or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. So you schedule your day from morning to evening. What you'll be doing. What you will be, when you do that, what you'll be doing is that you'll be taking charge of the day. Activities in the day are not going to become monotonous. So just doing one thing all the time. It's going to be varied. And you know what gives life meaning? One of the things that gives life greatest meaning is what? Activities. Activities and control. The fact that you know that you are moving from this activity to that activity. That's what, so people wake up in the morning, they go to work, they come back, they do this, they go here. But now you are doing all that in the confines of your room. You understand? And so you need to be able to schedule your day. So people sleep and wake up when they want to wake up.
Exactly.
That doesn't help during this period because it's going to get boring. And if you don't take care, it's going to pose some sort of mental health challenge for you. So what you need to do is don't wake up when you feel like waking up. Schedule. I want to wake up at 7 a.m. From 7 a.m. to this time, this is what I want to be doing. From this time to this time, this is what I want to be doing. Get, if you're a student, get some learning activities in there. If you're a worker, maybe you are working from home, schedule that time you need to be working actively on your project. Maybe you want to learn a new skill.
But that's being disciplined. That's disciplining yourself. Come on, you have the whole time to yourself and you're in your house. Like you regulate.
How easy or difficult is that?
Trust me, it is not easy.
Yes. This is, I mean, most of us, we don't really plan our day. We just wake up, and this is the time we said I should actually structure.
And I have my time to myself, not like someone is carrying me on.
Exactly. So now that's where this is very important. Now, you know, the idea that you have your time to yourself and you'll be doing exactly what you want to be doing is why you need to structure your day. Because then nobody is telling you to do this at this time. You are deciding what I want to be doing at this time. You understand? So that helps you to be in a place where you can, as it were, say that it doesn't need to be some strict, you know, routine. Something flexible. Include activities you love. Say you want to watch movies. Include such activity. Watch movies. Things. So your schedule should revolve around activities that are around competence, activities that are around fun or entertainment for you. It should revolve around activities like exercising. You include all that in your activity. You should include a schedule for checking on your social contacts, your family and all that. So it's not really like a strict activity schedule that you need to beat yourself up over. But when you do this, it gives you a sense of transition. You are not doing one thing for the whole day. You do something and you switch to something else. You switch. It keeps your mind, you know, that we always want to have control of our day. So it helps you with that. But if you don't pre-plan this, if you pre-plan it, it's so easy. It's so easy. You just, the schedule is there. It's 10 a.m. Whatever I'm doing, I stop. I go and do the next thing I'm supposed to do. You will be refreshed to know that I've stopped this and I'm doing that. After a while, you go on to do. Some people have a weight loss, you know, challenge. It's a good time. So you put in 30 minutes workout or 1 hour workout. From 1 hour, you go on to do something else. You go on to. But if you are just stayed at one place, maybe you are lying in your bed in your PJs and the TV is on and that's all. It gets really, you know, boring after a long time. So we need to schedule our day, plan it, try as much as possible to move along with it. If along the line it doesn't really get so great, you are unable to follow through it, you don't have to beat yourself up over it. You just keep on doing. You realize that it gets better. And this is a tool that will even come in very handy even after the lockdown. You realize that you become more productive.
I think you even grow accustomed to that whole thing after everything, because once you do something continuously, you get used to it and all of that. Now let's talk about the people who are actually out there, the parents out there, they have children at home and all of that. Now, what are some things they can actually some measures to put in place so that their children stay indoors?
Okay.
So they don't go out there. during this period? Anything you want to tell?
Yeah, so basically it's the same thing for the children. You know, the children have been home longer than many workers are home now.
Yeah.
The children have had to be home for way longer. So what you need to do is to still introduce this whole issue of scheduling their day for them. So in the morning they wake up, maybe they have to eat breakfast, and then you schedule an activity. So from this time to this time, they are either with their books or they are, you know, watching this or doing that. You schedule the activity and don't make it monotonous. Some parents have the tendency, you need to learn. So the whole day you are learning. That doesn't really help the children. Even as adults, you know that we are not really adjusting very well. So you also just roll over at different activities that involve let's say fun for them. So they play games for a while, they watch TV for a while. Those activities become reinforcing for each other. So because you know that, oh, after 30 minutes I'm going to do this which I like. After doing that, I'm going to do something I really might not like that much, but then afterwards I have something I like doing. Once you vary that activities for them, it makes things better. But if you just leave them to be at home, they are also going to begin to get bored. They are also going to begin to get distracted.
So then they will want to go out and go do something different.
Exactly.
Anyways, I think we can go on and on about this whole thing. If we say we're going to talk about this particular issue, but is there any takeaways we can actually, any takeaway points beyond everything that you've said? Something that I'm looking at you right now. Yeah, I've heard everything you've actually said. So probably some 3 points or 4 points that I can actually take away whilst watching the show or after I'm done watching the show from your point of view as a clinical psychologist.
Okay, so one of the most important messages that we all need to carry across is to spread calm and not fear. And so if you are in the habit of pranking people, putting out the fake news on your status, you know, things that will engender fear in people, I think that now is a good time to desist from such, because we all want to spread calm and not fear. The other thing is that just like we've been discussing, don't just let your day go without doing anything about your day. Actually get going. Plan your day, put activities, vary the activities, and you realize that there is a lot more you can do even in this lockdown than you anticipate. One very last important thing is that there is also a tendency for us to move into a lot of people getting obese after this whole pandemic because of, you know, the tendency to really eat a lot because you are bored without all those activities. So please, let's measure the amount of food we eat. Let's eat well and also exercise. There are a lot of great indoor exercises out there. You can follow through some of the routines and you realize that it will really be of immense benefit to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Edu-Ansah. I mean, it's been very, very insightful and educative, and I'm sure if you're out there, you need to take up the points and, you know, let's run along with it. Thank you so much once again. So we've been talking to Kofi Edu-Ansah, who happens to be a clinical psychologist at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, as well as associate clinical psychologist at the Tema Women's Hospital. Anyways, GOVT, make sure you obey it.
All right, guys, it's been a very wonderful interactive section still on the opinion of VNTV, and I've been doing this with,
of course, Eugene Evans, and like he said early on, it's been insightful. Now, don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. On Facebook is VNTV, on Instagram is VNation TV, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, VNation TV. Do have a wonderful weekend.